Hi, and welcome to part 6 of an 11-part series on the ninth grade opportunity. We've been talking about the fact that if you transition your freshmen into high school the right way, if you really change the culture of the ninth grade class, then you can transform a school from the bottom up. Today in part 6, we're going to be taking a look at a topic called classroom leadership. Now let's remember where we've been. We've been looking at this bubble chart, and in the very middle is student-centered team common planning, and we've learned already that this is the most important piece of freshman transition. A team of teachers working together, sharing strategies, meeting together daily to better transition their freshmen. Then around that bubble come all these other bubbles, which are components of successful transition programs. These are the things that your school will want to think about and decide what strategies you'll use to meet and to deal with these areas. Today we'll look at classroom leadership, which is a term you might not hear a lot. In fact, you probably instead hear classroom management. We used to use the term classroom management as well. Then we read this quote from Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey says that effective management without leadership is like straightening the deck chairs on the Titanic. Think about that for a moment. What a waste of time. See, you can manage a classroom. It can be quiet, straight rows, etc. But what's more important is that we lead a classroom, that we create an environment in which learning can occur. That's what great teachers do. That's leadership, not management. Think about the best strategy you have, that thing that just really always works. You know, it just causes an environment to be created in which learning can occur. Imagine if everybody was using that. Think back to Standardize Expectations. We covered that in section 4. We talked about the fact that you can have higher expectations if a team of teachers shares expectations. Well, now apply that to this, and we have what we call the power of 4. 4 team teachers using some of the same classroom strategies, those great ones that each of you individually uses, but now employing them together and in the same way. What power! Instead of just 4 teachers or an individual teacher doing something on their own, you now have a team and you have the power of 4. These are just a few strategies that you see listed in front of you. There's nothing mind-blowing or earth-shattering about these, but think of them in terms of 4 teachers using them together. For example, seating charts. A seating chart is nothing new at all, but we know that seating charts do 2 main things. One, they tell the students that the teacher's in charge of the classroom, especially if right up front, the first day, there's a seating chart that tells them where to sit. The teacher's in charge. And secondly, it tells a child, you have a place in my room. You don't have to worry about finding a seat. You don't have to worry about where do you sit. I've got a place for you. Now this is a tried and true classroom leadership strategy that 4 teachers doing it together in the same way, it can really help the transition freshman. Or do now assignments, bell ringers, anticipatory sets. Man, these really aren't new. However, in a lot of classrooms, the expectation is for them to start right away, students to start right away. In other classrooms, it's not. In some classes, you have a do now assignment every day, and some you don't. Well, imagine if a team of teachers uses this in the same way, how much more effectively you can start class and maximize class time. How about freshmen bringing the wrong binder? Oh, I can't do my science work. I brought my social studies binder to class. What about if a team of teachers said, okay, we'll have 1 binder, and every kid has to have 1 binder. Heck, we'll give you a binder if you can't find one or afford one. And that way you never bring the wrong binder. What a great and simple strategy to maximize class time. Or maybe some kind of daily grade clipboard. We've called ours the yellow sheet over the years. It's really nothing magical about it. Think of this. What should they do every day? What sort of behavior should they exhibit every day? Then come up with a standardized way to reward those, not to punish for not doing it, but to reward them. So a daily grade clipboard or a yellow sheet is a visible thing. We use actually a yellow piece of paper on a clipboard up in front of the classroom that whenever you saw it, it's kind of like Pavlov's dogs. The kids know, ooh, there's things I'm supposed to do. And if they don't do it, you record their choices on there. And then if they don't get marks on it, then those are points. And then those points add up and it turns into a grade that factors in that will bring the kid's grade up. And you might choose things like doing their classwork or being prepared, doing their homework, paying attention. Whatever they are, a team of teachers can determine what kids should do and then come up with a standardized way to recognize that. You can lead your classroom. We look forward to speaking with you more. Please email us if you have any questions as we talk more about freshman transition in future sessions.